welcome back to Friday Reads, where we help you find your next read. My name is Jill.
And I'm Julie, and this week we're talking about books that were made into television series.
So, I'm going to start off right away. I'm afraid most of mine are heavily in one genre, but I've seen all these shows and read all these books, so I just picked a lot of my favorites. So Big Little Lies was my first choice because I really, really like the series on this. And this man, Morty, is also a very popular author, so that's great as well. The book was published in 2014 as a psychological fiction and mystery. Prairie Public is a beautiful little beachside primary school where children are taught that sharing is caring. So how has the annual school trivia night turned into a full-blown riot? Sirens are wailing, people are screaming, the principal is mortified, and one parent is dead. Was it murder, a tragic accident, or just good parents gone bad? As the parents at Prairie Public are about to discover, sometimes it's the little lies that turn out to be the most lethal. Big Little Lies is a brilliant take on ex-husbands and second wives and mothers and daughters and schoolyard scandal and a dangerous little lies we tell ourselves to survive. The television series was released in 2017 by HBO. There are 2 seasons and it is available on DVD here at the library. You can put it on hold. It's based on the same titled bestseller by Lan Morty, Big Little Lies. We use a darkly comedic tale, they add a comedic twist to it, of murder and mischief in the tranquil beachfront town of Monterey, California. Amidst doting moms, successful husbands, beautiful children, and stunning homes exists a community fueled by rumors and divided into haves and have-nots, exposing fractured relationships between husbands and wives, parents and children, and friends and neighbors. Told through the eyes of 3 mothers, Madeline, Celeste, and Jane, the series' narrative explores society's myths regarding perfection and its romanticism of marriage, sex, parenting, and friendship. Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman, and Shailene Woodley stars the 3 prominent moms, so it's got an excellent cast, and Alexander Skarsgård plays one of the husbands, and he's
amazing in that, in a creepy sort of way.
Even scarier than the vampire. Amazing.
Oh gosh, I like the book a lot. I like the book more than the series, but that's a great cast on there. And my first pick is one that probably a lot of you are familiar with. I chose Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. The year is 1945. Claire Randall, a former combat nurse, is just back from the war and reunited with her husband on a second honeymoon when she walks through a standing stone in one of the ancient circles that dot the British Isles. Suddenly, she is an outlander in a Scotland torn by war and raiding border clans in the year of our Lord, 1743. Hurled back in time by forces she cannot understand, Claire is catapulted into the intrigues of lairds and spies that may threaten her life and shatter her heart. For here, James Fraser, a gallant young Scots warrior, shows her a love so absolute that Claire becomes a woman torn between fidelity and desire, and between 2 vastly different men in 2 irreconcilable lives. The Outlander books are set to be a 10-book series. I believe Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone is the 9th novel in the series that the author is currently writing. We do have 5 seasons of Outlander on DVD in our InfoSoup calendar, or InfoSoup catalog, excuse me. So I've got Season 1, Volume 1, and Season 1, Volume 2. There's a lot going on in this series. It's supposed to be excellent. I have to say I have not seen this series, but it's very popular with our patrons. So Outlander is my first pick.
That is a great series, and the books are on my list. I heard they're even better, which is not surprising. Okay, so my next one is Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. You probably recognize this author. She is the author of Gone Girl. Sharp Objects was her debut novel, published in 2006, and this is also a psychological thriller. Fresh from a brief stay at a psych hospital, reporter Camille Preaker faces a troubling assignment. She must return to her tiny hometown to cover the murders of 2 preteen girls. For years, Camille has hardly spoken to her neurotic, hypochondriac mother or to the half-sister she barely knows, a beautiful 13-year-old with an eerie grip on the town. Now installed in her own bedroom, in her old bedroom in her family's Victorian mansion, Camille finds herself identifying with the young victims a bit too strongly. Dogged by her own demons, she must unravel the psychological puzzle of her own past if she wants to get to the story and survive the homecoming. The book was made into a television series that premiered on HBO again in 2018. It stars Amy Adams as Camille Parker and Patricia Clarkson. The series has received critical acclaim, particularly for its visuals, dark atmosphere, directing, and Among its accolades, Clarkson won Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress. Series, miniseries, television, film, and Adams received a nomination for the Golden Globe for the Best Actress. So there's only one season right now, and it looks like that might be it for this series. So, and it is available on InfoSoup here on DVD. So, sharp objects.
My second pick goes back a few years, and it's for the YA sect, and this is Gossip Girl, a novel by Cecily von Ziegler. And this is Welcome to New York City's Upper East Side, where my friends and I live, go to school, play, and sleep, sometimes with each other. S is back from boarding school. Her hair is longer, paler. Her blue eyes have that deep mysteriousness of kept secrets. If we aren't careful, she's going to win over our teachers, wear that dress that we couldn't fit into, steal our boyfriends' hearts, and basically ruin our lives in a major way. I'll be watching closely. I'll be watching all of us. It's going to be a wild and wicked year. Love, Gossip Girl. So this YA series revolves around the lives and romances of the privileged socialite teenagers at the Constance Billard School for Girls, an elite private school in New York City's Upper East Side. The books primarily focus on best friends Blair Waldorf and Serena Vander Woodson, whose experiences are among those chronicled by the gossip blogger. The series is actually based on the author's experiences at Nightingale Bamford School and on what she heard from her friends. There are more than a dozen books in this Gossip Girl series. There are also 6 seasons of Gossip Girl DVDs in our InfoSoup library catalog. Kind of launched the career of Blake Lively, if you're fans of hers. The series was on TV from 2007 through 2012. So kind of a little blast from the past for the YA sect.
I didn't realize there were so many books, but now I want to watch that. Our next is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. This was originally published in 1985 by Canadian author Margaret Atwood. It's a dystopian novel set in the near future New England in a strongly patriarchal, quasi-Christian totalitarian state known as Gilead that has overthrown the United States government. This happens to be the graphic novel version because those are kind of hip right now. Offred is a handmaid in the Republic of Gilead. She may leave the home of her commander and his wife once a day to walk to food markets whose signs are now pictures instead of words because women are no longer allowed to read. She must lie on her back once a month and pray that the commander makes her pregnant because in the age of declining births, Offred and other handmaids are valued only for their ovaries if their ovaries are viable. Offred can remember the years before when she lived and made love with her husband Luke and when she played and protected her daughter, and now when she had a job, money of her own, and access to knowledge, but all of that is gone now. It's funny, unexpected, horrifying, and altogether convincing. The Handmaid's Tale is at once a scathing satire, a dire warning, and a tour de force. The television series was released on Hulu with 10 episodes in 2017, and it stars Elizabeth Moss as Offred. The Handmaid's Tale first season won 8 Primetime Emmy Awards from 13 nominations, including Outstanding Drama Series. It is the first show produced by Hulu to win the major award, as well as first series on a streaming device to win an Emmy for Outstanding Series. It's also won the Golden Globe Award for the Best Television Series Drama. Elizabeth Moss is also awarded the Golden Globe for Best Actress. So it's well put together, well done. I even saw Margaret Atwood. She was in Green Bay a few years ago, and she had good things to say about this. Now, there are 3 seasons. The first season goes through the book, but then the other 2 are kind of like beyond the book, so it's still fun. So the 3 seasons are available on DVD that you can get from the library here. The 4th season is scheduled to be released on Hulu on April 28th, so new season coming.
That's exciting.
Yes.
I went dark for my 3rd pick. I chose Darkly Dreaming Dexter, a novel by Jeffrey P. Lindsay, which debuted in 2004. If you're fans of Dexter, the TV series, this is the book that it was based on, where you meet Dexter Morgan, a polite wolf in sheep's clothing. He's handsome and charming, but something in his past has made him abide by a different set of rules. He isn't exactly the type of man you would bring home to mom. He's a serial killer whose one golden rule makes him immensely likable. He only kills bad people. And his job as a blood splatter expert for the Miami Police Department puts him in the perfect position to identify his victims. But when a series of brutal murders bearing a striking similarity to his own style start turning up, Dexter is caught between being flattered in being frightened of himself or some other fiend. There are actually 8 books in the Dexter series. The TV series starred Michael C. Hall. Fantastic. I've only seen a few episodes of this, but starred Michael C. Hall and Jennifer Carpenter. There are 8 seasons of the TV show also. Check it out in Info Soup if you missed it on Showtime when it was on. All of them are in there. So feeling a little dark and feeling like something kind of creepy, go for Dexter.
Oh, it's super fun.
Yeah.
Super fun. Okay. Orange is the New Black. You're probably familiar with the series, and of course this book has a picture of the series on it, but this was originally a memoir by Piper Kerman called Orange is the New Black, My Year in a Woman's Prison. Let's see, it was published in 2010. It is about this Piper's experiences at FCI Danbury, a minimum security federal prison. This series, Orange is the New Black, premiered on Netflix July 11, 2013 as a comedy and drama series. In February 2016, the series was renewed for 5th, 6th, and 7th seasons. Its 7th and final season was released on July 26, 2019. Orange is the New Black is Netflix's most watched as well as the longest-running original series. It was widely acclaimed through its run and received many accolades. For the first season, the series garnered 12 Primetime Emmy Award nominations, including Outstanding Comedy Series, Outstanding Writing for a Comedy Series, Outstanding Director for a Comedy Series, and winning 3. A new Emmy rule in 2015 forced the series to change categories from comedy to drama. For its second season, the series received 4 Emmy nominations, including Outstanding Drama Series, and Uzo Adoba won for Outstanding Supporting Actress in the Drama Series. Orange is the New Black is the first series to score Emmy nominations in both comedy and drama categories. The series has also received 6 Golden Globe nominations, 6 Writers Guild of America nominations, a Producers Guild of America Award, an American Film Institute Award, and a Peabody Award. All 7 seasons are available on DVD and in the InfoSoup catalog. So Orange is the New Black, which was groundbreaking at the time. But
Haven't seen it. I have family that have seen it and love it.
the book's good too. It doesn't always look like this. Sometimes it has orange shoes on it.
And my 4th pick is a little bit of nostalgia, and this is MASH, a novel about 3 army doctors, which is a 1968 novel by Richard Hooker, notable as the inspiration for both the feature film MASH and the TV series of the same name. Before the movie, this is the novel that gave way to Hawkeye Pierce, Trapper John, Hot Lips Houlihan, Frank Burns, Raider O'Reilly, and the rest of the gang that made the MASH unit like no other place in Korea or on Earth. The doctors who worked with the Mobile Army Surgical Hospitals, or MASH, during the Korean War were well trained, but like most soldiers sent to fight a war, too young for the job. In the words of the author, a few flipped their lids, but most of them just raised hell in a variety of ways and degrees. For fans of the movie and the series alike, here's the original version of that perfectly corrupt football game, those martini-laced mornings and sexual escapades, and that unforgettable foray into assisted, if incompleted, suicide, all as funny and poignant now as they were before they became a part of America's culture and heart. The movie came out in 1970 and starred Donald Sutherland as Hawkeye and Elliot Gould as Trapper John. And the TV series, which we have in our InfoSoup catalog, aired on CBS from 1972 to 1983, running for 11 seasons. It starred Alan Alda as Hawkeye Pierce and Wayne Rogers as Trapper John, and it had a wonderful cast on that show. So if you're feeling nostalgic like I was, you may want to check out MASH.
I didn't know that was based on a book. I did not know that until we did this. You learn something new.
You do.
My next one is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Nig. I think you say that. This book was published in 2017 by author Celeste Nig. It's her second novel and takes place in Shaker Heights, Ohio, where she grew up. The novel is about 2 families living in 1990 Shaker Heights who are brought together through their children. In Shaker Heights, a placid, progressive suburb of Cleveland, everything is planned, from the layout of the winding roads to the colors of the houses to the successful lives of its residents will go on to lead. And no one embodies the spirit more than Elena Richardson, whose guiding principle is playing by the rules. Enter Mia Warren, an enigmatic artist and a single mother who arrives in this idyllic bubble with her teenage daughter Pearl and rents the house from the Richardsons. Soon, Mia and Pearl become more than tenants. All 4 Richardson children are drawn to the mother-daughter pair, but Mia carries with her a mysterious past and a disregard for the status quo that threatens to upend this carefully ordered community. When the old family friends from the Richardsons attempt to adopt a Chinese-American baby, a custody battle erupts that dramatically divides the town and puts Mia and Elena on opposing sides. Suspicious of Mia and her motives, Elena is determined to uncover the secrets of Mia's past, but her obsession will come to an unexpected and devastating cost. Little Fires Everywhere explores the weight of secrets, the nature of art and identity, and the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger of believing that following the rules can avert disaster. The series was released on Hulu in 2020 and stars Reese Witherspoon and Elena as Kerry Washington as Mia. It follows the book plot closely, but there are some changes that readers might notice. So there's only one season out of this one, and it's not yet available on DVD, but if you have Hulu, I would encourage you to watch it because it was really, really good.
The book, haven't seen the series.
It's very close, but there's some certain changes that make people angry.
And my last pick for today is Deja Dead by Kathy Reichs. This series was described as scary enough to keep the lights on and the dog inside. So in this book, we have a main character, Temperance Brennan. Her life is devoted to justice for those she never even knew. She leaves behind a shaky marriage in North Carolina. Work has often preempted her weekend plans to explore Quebec. When a female corpse is discovered, meticulously dismembered and stashed in trash bags, Temperance detects an alarming pattern and she plunges into a harrowing search for the killer. With little help from the police, Tempe, as she goes by, or you'll find out what else, calls on her expertise honed in the isolated intensity of the autopsy suite. But her investigation is about to place those closest to her, her best friend, and her own daughter, in mortal danger. There are 20 books in this series, and they are an inspiration for the TV series Bones, starring Emily Deschanel as Temperance Bones Brennan and David Boreanaz as FBI Special Agent Seeley Booth. Booth depends on clues from the living, witnesses, and suspects, while Brennan gathers evidence from the dead, relying on her uncanny ability to read clues left behind in the bones of the victim. This series, Bones, was Fox's longest-running series. It ran for 12 seasons. It's got a lot of critical acclaim, and you can find the complete series in our InfoSoup catalog.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. Did you want to say something about we have something new here at the library?
Yeah, so Jill and I have been talking about Yeti Set Read and the winter reading program, and that just ended. So we have a new program that we're kicking off in March at the library, and it is called Herb Your Enthusiasm, a cooking club, and it's for all levels of cooks, beginners to advanced. This month we're kicking it off with the Spice Time. Each month we're going to feature a new spice. We also give you 3 different recipes for different things. This month we're featuring an Irish theme, so we've got Irish potato roast, Irish soda bread, and Irish potato soup, and they all use thyme. So whatever the primary spice is for the month, we'll give you a packet of that and recipes. If you've got favorite recipes that use it and they aren't these, we're happy to hear those too. And then Jill, if you want to talk a little bit about the Zoom discussion we're going to do.
Yeah, on Tuesday night, March 23rd, we're going to get together on Zoom and talk about our recipes and what we've used, what we've worked, what didn't work. Just kind of an exchange of ideas and cooking for something new, something different, something fun. I don't use thyme very much, but I'm thinking about it more now.
Yeah, it gets you thinking about other things. So thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment. Let us know what you're reading, what you're watching. We're always happy to hear from you. And next week we will be doing Irish reads. So stay tuned for that. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.